Welcome back. It's a new week and we are in the car because we have some errands to run today. It is show week, which means we are moving our set for the theater show that we were in into the theater, and then we open on Thursday. So it's super, super exciting. Right now we are on our way to go and get some sandbags because there are some stunts that require some counterweight, so we need some sandbags for that. And we're also going to grab row backs because my back is not happy with me. Our last delivery also came in, and if you haven't guessed already, we are going to be revealing where our next trip is, and we're going to tell you a little bit about our prep for that. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, that like button, and yeah.
About to leave, already packing, come with me.
We are headed out to do a load-in for our show. Technically we're loading out of the studio. We don't load into the theater until tomorrow, but Andrew has volunteered to drive the U-Haul, so that's what we're gonna go pick up right now.
Action, what we can be, life with no distractions.
You good?
Get away.
Yeah, for now.
This is what we waited for.
Waiting for Andrew. He is currently parking the U-Haul. We're all loaded up to load in the set tomorrow. So tomorrow we will come back here, grab the U-Haul, and head up to the theater. And then we'll set everything up, grab some more wood for some other things that we're building, and hopefully also have a full run of the show. So we'll see how that goes. Usually Sundays are a little chaotic, but I think that we're in a pretty good place.
It'll be interesting to see what tomorrow looks like when we have to unload it all over again.
What time are we back here?
I think probably like 9:30 because we have to be at the theater for 10.
Cool.
So
then what's the plan for the rest of the day?
today,
Yeah.
clean.
No. I don't want to clean.
Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche, we're on the run.
Hello, welcome back. It's opening night. Thus the microphones. This
We
is
go on in
night
30.
1 of 3. We go on in 30. I think I technically go on in 25.
Yeah, you gotta go on sooner than I do.
I get pre-show. Here's some actors back there. Should be a fun weekend.
All right, we
Yeah.
gotta go get ready.
Let's do it.
Doubts, be free.
We just got out of the theater for opening night, and it was a blast. It was so
Good time.
fun. The audience was amazing.
It was a lot of energy, high intensity. The play That Goes Wrong had its parts, and have a little mark here from one of the set pieces. So
Yeah.
that's just that's Hollywood, baby.
I have some bruises. I almost threw myself off the stage.
Yes. I did. I
But
almost did the splits for the first time
I
in my
think
life.
everyone loved us. We had a friend,
They
like
really
one of
loved us.
One of our friends, Brittany, who watches this vlog, so I know she's gonna appreciate this comment. But she came, and she comes to every single thing we do.
Oh my god. Yes.
And she said it was one of her favorite things that she's ever seen. Speaking of Brittany, actually, I have some footage from a couple weeks ago that I'm going to pop in here. It's from a read-through of a movie that I'm producing with Brittany. She is the writer-director, but right now we are doing some crowdfunding to make it happen. I'm gonna leave the link down below. Making a feature film takes a lot of money, takes a lot of effort, and we hope that we can raise some money so we can make a really good movie. Hey, it is closing night of our show, and we are headed down towards the theater right now. Yesterday was Friday night, and Andrew's family actually came down from PEI to see the show. And then this morning, we went out for brunch with them.
We built a
And
bike.
Andrew built a bike.
Well, my bike. You make
Built-
it sound like I just built a random bike.
He built
It's a
his bike.
It's a bike that I got for Christmas. And we got it for my parents when we were visiting, and we didn't have the room to bring it back. So one of the deals was they were going to come watch our show in February, and they were going to bring the bike up, and then me and my dad put it together because I wanted to see what I needed to do to put it together and understand it. So because I haven't had a bike since 2000 and 2009, like since I left high school. Like I haven't owned a bike. I didn't own a bike in university, I don't think.
Like, I'm happy that you got this bike, but it's just gonna go back to their house when we go away.
Oh, well, it might go in a storage
Or in the storage unit, one or the other.
But I do miss biking, and when we were living in Toronto has like a bike share program, and I used to use it a lot back in like 2017, 2018 to get to and from work during the spring and the summer. It was like easy to bike there in like 20 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. I am not a biker. I had a bike accident when I was grade 5, and I basically tore up my face, gave myself stitches, and my 2 front teeth are actually fake, and I just don't like bikes, so I don't ride them.
Now that there's like, we're here in Fredericton kind of thing, there's nice trails and whatnot, and I've always wanted to get a bike, and so
after we went for brunch with Andrew's family, we actually picked up the U-Haul truck where I have to load out of the theater tonight. We were hit with an extreme cold here in Fredericton, as well as like the rest of the country was pretty much hit as well. The temperatures here are very reminiscent of being back home in Kenora or Winnipeg. Very, very cold. And so
this morning it felt like minus 43 Celsius.
Yeah, so not looking forward to loading out the theater tonight because it's going to be cold.
It has warmed
up.
But
I'm wearing a hat for like the first time this winter. We got all of our stuff in the back seat. I don't know, you can't really see it, but we've got big gloves and mitts and things like that. And then Andrew will have to drive the U-Haul back to the location this morning. Luckily the wind's kind of died down. Doesn't seem as windy as it was when we picked up the U-Haul this morning. What else did we do today? Oh, we also finished Stardew Valley, which we've been working on for months. That's one of our go-to.
Close to like a year.
Yeah, it's our go-to co-op game right now because it's really chill. You just kind of sit on the couch and you do your own thing. But we finally finished that, so maybe we'll move on, start something else, or just restart Stardew Valley now that we know how to do it.
No.
Anyways, that's kind of like a little life update dump for you right there. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow when we're recovering from tonight's show. What a weekend. It was such a weekend that it took a full day to recover from.
Yep.
So we wrapped up our show, we closed out the theater. There was a lot of stuff that was getting thrown out, so it was an easy kind of wrap.
It took us about 2 hours to do full teardown and load and unload. So that's fairly common, I would say. I'd say there's a couple that we've done in the past that have been a bit more intense than that, but 2 hours seems to be the norm. Obviously that depends on how many people we have to help out.
After we finished at the theater and unloaded the U-Haul and brought the U-Haul back, we ended up going to Dooley's, which is are there Dooley's all across Canada?
Yeah, it's a pool bar.
Anyways, pool bar.
Like a bar
we didn't end up playing pool. We closed down Dooley's. So at about 2:30 we headed home. And when we got home, we realized that there were some messages that we hadn't seen. And a couple of our castmates were getting together to play some board games. At 2:30 in the morning. So we got back in the car and headed out to play some board games. I think I ended up passing out at around 4:30. Andrew, what time did you go to bed?
6:30 in the morning.
So needless to say, it was a great wrap weekend, but we needed the extra time to recover yesterday. I was supposed to have a voice lesson. I ended up having to cancel that because my body was in so much pain. You can't see it in any of the stuff that we posted, but it is a very physical show. Lots of falling and jumping and stunts and things like that. So it was nice to have an extra day to kind of relax after all of that. So today we are back at work. I have some voiceovers that I'm going to record today for a client. So I'm heading over to the university. And we also have not opened that last delivery that we were waiting on. So we're gonna get that opened up tonight and tell you where we're going. So I'm wrapping up my voiceover stuff here. I'm on campus and it was a little loud to record, so we're gonna find a new time to do it and we'll do it at another time. But until then, because Andrew dropped me off, Andrew has to come pick me up, we only have one car, I am going to head down to the local campus pub and grab myself a drink and do a little bit of work on my computer while I wait for him to finish up some meetings and come and get me probably around 3. It is nighttime. Dark outside, Monday night.
Monday night, to be specifics.
Yep, we do not have rehearsal tonight.
No, actually, it's kind of nice to get a night off.
Yeah, so we've finished the show, obviously, and we're going straight into rehearsals for Mamma Mia, which we've technically been in for the last little while.
But now, more full-time.
Yeah, but we weren't called for tonight's rehearsal, which is nice. Instead, we are hanging out at home. And when did we get this package?
Would have been like at the end of last week, because we would have been in the middle of show prep,
Yeah.
so like Wednesday, Thursday of last week.
So, as we kind of said, this is for our next trip, and we haven't opened it because...
We haven't had the time, to be honest.
That, but also it's going to go straight into the luggage anyways.
Yes.
We don't need it around the house before the trip. So if you guessed where we might be going, you will understand what this is for. And if you haven't and have no idea where we are going yet, you may be a little confused by this. Okay, so the last of the several packages that we ordered specifically for our trip, and they are clips. They're nice. Little clamps.
But Kayla, what are they for?
Glad you asked. These are for holding towels because...
To chairs. Not just holding towels. Towels
Yes.
to chairs.
Yes. So that they don't fly away when it's windy. We are going to be spending some time in the sun on some beach chairs. But instead of on a beach, we're going to be on a cruise ship. So we are taking our first cruise together. I've been on 3 cruises in the past. Andrew has never been on a cruise, so it's his first cruise as well. And we are sailing out of New Orleans. New Orleans.
No one says... When people say New Orleans, they're wrong.
Okay. You tell me how you say it. How do you say
Orleans.
it? New Orleans?
You avoid as many letters as you can. New Orleans. Oh.
That's what we're cruising out from. We're on the Carnival Glory. And this is a trip that we are taking because we got a good deal. Yeah,
it was a package deal with something that was tied to when we went to the Dominican. So we had options of a couple of different kind of companies and timing and stuff like that. So we ended up picking this one and it kind of worked out.
So in a couple weeks, you'll be seeing that.
Yeah.
And it's really our only big trip for the year that we have planned so far.
Yeah.
And possibly for the trip in general, because we are working on saving some money for our big around the world trip, which we do have some updates on that one.
We'll talk about that on our next episode.
Yeah.
I talked a little bit about personal budgeting and budgeting for like our, for like saving and trying to like help build towards next year / this year's savings as well. I think next thing I want to talk about is planning like spending for while we're traveling.
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest thing for us, and obviously that ties back to savings, right? If we're gonna say like, hey, we need to spend X amount per day total, well, that'll help us understand how much we need to save. Whereas if we set an unreasonable goal or a goal that is very far from what we actually will be spending, it's going to hurt us in the long run.
There's also some other things that go into it, like the fact that we are keeping our house or the fact that we need to put things into storage. Those all go into the budget as well. Thank you so much for joining us this week. I hope you enjoyed watching some of our show week stuff. Yep. If you want to support the film that I am working on and producing, you can check the link in the description below for our crowdfunding link. Any little bit helps, and we'd love it if you could share that as well. And if you have any questions about it, you can feel free to put them in the comments or message us on any of our social platforms and whatnot. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that like button, and we'll see you next week. Bye.